Composting, maintaining a balance in nature. Garbage bins, piles of garbage lying at street corners, and even rotting food at home give off an unbearable stench. But decaying leaves, dead plants, and animals lying in forests and open fields do not smell bad. Have you ever wondered why this is so? Today, we will try and understand why this happens. All living things or anything that was once living is made of organic matter. This organic matter starts rotting in dustbins or garbage heaps and gives off a stench. While in nature, organic matter does not rot but turns into compost, and compost does not stink. So, what is the difference between rotting and composting? Let's learn about this in a little more detail. Composting is an aerobic process in which naturally occurring bacteria and fungi break down organic matter in the presence of oxygen. These microorganisms are aerobic, which means they require oxygen for their survival and growth. The material that is produced by composting is rich in nutrients and healthy microbes and is very beneficial to plants. Carbon dioxide and water vapor are produced in the process of composting. They are released into the atmosphere. On the other hand, rotting is decaying of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. This is also brought about by microbes. But rotting produces waste products and foul-smelling gases which can be toxic too. That is why when organic matter is thrown into garbage heaps, it starts rotting, creates a stink, and leads to environmental pollution. In an earlier video, nature's recycling process, composting, we spoke about the difference between fermentation and composting. Fermentation is an anaerobic process. This means it takes place in the absence of oxygen. Fermentation is the process that is used in making curd, wines, and foods like idlis and dhoklas. Composting, on the other hand, is an aerobic process carried out by aerobic microorganisms which require oxygen to survive and multiply. The organisms that help in composting are called decomposers. The microorganisms that bring about composting are also called chemical decomposers because they produce new chemical substances from organic matter. These bacteria eat almost everything. They use the carbon and nitrogen from organic matter to produce energy and grow. The heat produced in the process provides warmth and helps in speeding up composting. Composting is also done by insects, worms, beetles, ants, flies, and many other living creatures. These are called physical decomposers, as they chew, bite, and tear the organic matter into small bits and pieces. Many of you will have seen earthworms. They are reddish-brown, long worms that live in moist soil. Earthworms are super composters and are called a farmer's best friend. They feed on organic matter and excrete a very nutrient-rich substance called castings. Castings enrich the soil and make it fertile. The process of rearing earthworms and using them for composting and generating natural fertilizer is called vermiculture. You must now have understood why all of us should compost our waste. All organic matter is made up of several elements that we get from the food we eat. When we compost, these elements return to nature and complete the food cycle. In this way, we participate in maintaining balance in nature. Composting waste is like giving back to nature a small part of what we take from her. The advantages of composting are many. It reduces pollution, regenerates soil, and gives our planet a chance to thrive. Compost makes the soil more fertile, helps it to retain moisture, and improve yield of crops. Compost also protects plants from pests and diseases and is a good substitute for chemical fertilizers. Composting is a part of the circle of life. It is one of nature's most beneficial processes to maintain balance on Earth. A task for you. Take a look at the garbage that is thrown away in your houses. Do you think any of it can be composted? Make a list of such items and discuss this with your friends and neighbors. To learn more about what can or cannot be composted, watch the video Compost from Waste. Make a poster about composting and put it up where people can read it.